Hi, everybody, it's Josh with Talk About Trek, and we are back again on another exciting edition of Warp Tuesday. This time, we actually have some news to talk about, and not just random whatever I feel like talking about. And some of my favorite Star Trek news to talk about is, of course, going to be toy news. So we've got two, well, not really new news, but a couple of new releases here that we get to talk about. The first will be from Master Replicas, and they are producing a 4.5 inch scale line based on the new stuff: Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, Picard. Uh, so they first revealed Spock and Picard, and now we get boom! Look at this. We have got ourselves Worf. We'll look at Worf first here. So you get your season three Picard season three Worf here, and he is comes with a Kurlef. If you remember from season three, that was really cool. The Kurlef was like so heavy that Riker couldn't pick it up, and then inside the handle there was a phaser too. Very cool, very cool. Anyway, you can kind of get a closer look, but the sculpt, I mean, it looks like a good season three Picard Worf, right? So, I mean, we won't really know until we've got them in our hands, but from what I've seen so far, I'm pretty happy with this. So, now, here is where we start to get really exciting. Um, they are going to be putting out a Beckett Mariner with this. So, I think eventually we will get all four of the lower deckers, but I'm just interested to see how this is going to look, right? And I think, I mean, from the look of this, it's going to translate over pretty well. Oh, look, she's got the rolled up sleeves, right? Beautifully done. So, they're coming in pricey, but again, I think that's just the new norm anymore, right? And things probably are not going to get cheaper. So, I have the first two on pre order, and there's a good chance we will definitely get these. You can get these on pre order as well. And these will not be shipping out until the third quarter of 2025. So, for you Star Trek toy fans, there's a little bit to chew on for now. But, but wait, there's more, as they used to say in the old infomercials. Check this out. This is from Trek Core here, where I'm at, and they have released their. I think there was some kind of con or something. The Nacelle company has revealed what their Wave 2 is going to be. And I have to say, what a doozy of a pick here. We have Generations Captain Kirk, Captain Janeway from the Year of Hell, Worf in his sailor uniform. Now, this one honestly confused me a little bit because I thought that this line was going to be all toys that, hadn't been released before. But back there on my shelf, I've got a Worf in a sailor uniform. They did make it, so strange. Um, they could have did. What was I thinking earlier that would have been a good one instead? Anyway, moving on to Paul. Yes, we're gonna get a nice T'Pol toy. That's gonna be excellent. Geordi LaForge in his sailor uniform with the nice fancy hat. Valeris from Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country. Mark Leonard's Romulan commander. Carol Marcus from Wrath of Khan. Nog from the episode Favor the Bold. And something that I did not quite really know at the first point here is Bem from Star Trek the Animated Series. And I guess he was just maybe in one episode, and the episode was called Bem. And if I saw it, man, I do not remember it. But we're going to be getting a sweet Bem toy for all you Bem fans out there, right? So, out of this 10 here, I would have to say I'm most excited for Janeway, T'Pol, and Nog. Right off the bat, that's what comes to mind. The Year of Hell Janeway is going to be very cool, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Let me see what else we can show you here. Oh yeah, look, they did release the kind of first look at what the Kirk is going to come with as well. So your Generations Kirk here comes with. Well, first off, they got him standing on the bridge here, but he comes with a jar of dillweed, 2 eggs, a nice axe, and some firewood with a stump. And he comes with his horse, right? So I mean, what the heck? They in the previous line, I think I've showed you guys that before. The accessories are crazy, and that line is not even out yet, but that's the one that's coming out soon. But it looks like they are really kind of really pulling out all the stops to really give some very nice accessories with these. So it's going to be fun to see what the rest of these people are going to be coming with as well too. So yeah, big news in the world of Star Trek toys. I guess the only real downside, I guess, is though, I mean, we gotta wait. Gotta wait. It's gonna be a while, right? It's gonna be a while before we see any of these. But that's okay, because we have plenty of other Star Trek things that we can talk about in the meantime while we wait for these toys. The one thing that I have been putting off, and I do mean to do eventually here, is the Picard toy retrospective again. I did it years ago, but since then we've added several more to the collection, so we need to go through those again and just for once and for all, definitively put down how many Picards are out there, right? So that's definitely in the works. There's some other interesting things that we would like to talk about as well too, but again, we only have so much time in the day, so we have to kind of pick and choose, what we're doing. As far as the Trek book reading goes, we are probably nearly 3/4 of the way done with Chrysalis, which is the 12th Voyager book. I'm enjoying it so far. It doesn't read exactly as kind of smooth as the last one did as far as feeling like an episode, but for me, it's still a fun ride, and it's some interesting things going on there. Really, just some interesting sci-fi ideas. And if you like Kess, it's a good use of Kess too. She's getting a good part in the book as well. We also have our Skybox cards that we finished cracking yesterday, so we need to go through these, organize them, and figure out exactly what we need. Did we get a full set? What are we missing? And that kind of thing. And then once we get that job done, we can dive into this big giant boy right here. This is the Season 5 set, which contains 48 packs. 12 more than the paltry 36 contained here, right? So that's going to be fun. We're going to be going through those. Oh, and the big news here, well, I guess the big news for me this week, which is going to be very exciting, is this Thursday I will be attending a event at the Toledo Public Library there. And it's going to be a moderated book discussion with Adam Nimoy talking about his latest book. And then after that, there'll be some kind of question and answer section, right? So I've never been to a moderated book discussion before, but I am looking forward to this. So my friend and I are going to head on up there to Toledo and, learn a little bit more about Leonard Nimoy and his relationship with his son, and just have a fun time. It's gonna be so. Oh, hello. It's gonna be something that, again, I've not done before, so I'm looking forward to it. Excuse me. Hello. Okay. Okay. You go down there for now. Good kitty. So that's gonna be awesome. Getting to like I said, and I'm figuring at the event probably they'll have the book for sale. Maybe he'll be signing the book, so that'll be pretty cool. So, and also, final thing here, coming up this Saturday is First Contact Day, and First Contact Day, of course, is the day when the Vulcans, first reached out and met with the humans. The movie First Contact, right? So we all know that. But if you are it's a fun thing to kind of celebrate. You have to have these fun little Star Trek holidays that you can have fun with. So on First Contact Day, sit down and watch First Contact, and you could have your the First Contact Day salmon. It would be a good thing to watch. You could watch First Contact, and then you could watch the First Contact Day Lower Decks episode, and that would give you some pretty good, interesting stuff there to talk about. So, and to think about, right? So yeah, I think that's going to be it for today's edition of Warp Tuesday. We're just excited to see these new toys coming down the line, and just in a waiting period for more new Star Trek, right? Which is coming soon. It's April already, if you can believe it, and I believe we're going to be seeing some new Trek coming up here in May. So that's going to be exciting. I'm enjoying Strange New Worlds, and it'll be fun to see where it goes. So. As always, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me for another Warp Tuesday, this time a toy edition. As always, live long and prosper. We'll see you guys in the next one. Good night.